Nintendo giveth and Nintendo taketh away. We have the latest news on the planned renovations to the online stores.
And it is almost here. Elden Ring comes very soon, and we've got some interesting news about that. All this and more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? Gaming News Weekly is back for another week of sweet video game news. We are the best weekly video game news show out there, and we're bringing you all the juiciest news that you need on a weekly basis. My name is Erock the Red. I am joined, as always, by Full Clip. What's going on today, buddy? How are you?
Oh man, I'm good, but I'm a little torn because we got good news, we got bad news, we got news that'll make you jump for joy, and news that might make you cry.
It's the game. It's the game of news. You know, we don't pick it; we just deliver it to the peoples.
Yep.
This week it was a bit of a slow news week, but you know, we're gonna make it fun. We're liven it up a little bit. What have you been playing? Anything good?
Yeah, nothing new really. Just a lot more Halo on that Call of Duty atomic weapon grind, and I'm not making a hell of a lot of progress there, but we just had the Valentine's Day update, also the Season 2 update, so new maps, new modes for Valentine's Day, limited time stuff.
Nice. I saw, it's not part of the news, but I saw that they did make the rumor that we talked about last week regarding the Call of Duty sequels is officially happening, so that'll be cool. Modern Warfare 2 redone, and then Warzone 2. So yeah. I'm going to jump back in there once Warzone 2 comes out, dude. Next gen only, I'll be crushing it.
Oh, yeah. And you'll have that brief little window before everybody becomes an absolute pro.
I know. Maybe I'll be the pro this time.
Yeah.
Doubtful. Very, very doubtful. That's good. You been playing any more of that? What was that one game we talked about last week where you had to collect resources and stuff?
Yeah. Satisfactory. Up to about 20 hours in that now, and I don't see.
Oh wow!
I don't see stopping anytime soon. Yeah, it's
nice.
A lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. I didn't play much new. I played more Sifu again. So I got a little bit farther. The thing with that game is every time you play it, you're supposed to, get better and advance, and it is it's not going as planned. I'm getting better. I'm getting a little bit better every time. But I still have not, I think I played it for maybe 2 more hours. Still have not gotten past the second level without aging up to 76 or whatever, and then having to restart it. So that's the thing. It's you go through it, and then you basically just restart it. And every time you get a little bit better. It's kind of like a roguelike in that sometimes you get skills that you carry over to the next round. Sometimes you don't. You have to rebuy all your skills every time you go through there. So it's hard, dude. It is hard, but I do feel myself getting that much better with it's all about parrying and being able to combo after that. So it's been a lot of fun. And then that's pretty much it. Nice. So it's been pretty simple. Elden Ring, dude. Elden Ring comes out next week. Well, this week actually, from when you're watching this, real soon. So I'm dude, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
I requested the day off on Friday. It's all happening.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's get into our new releases that came out this past week. The first one, it was a surprise shadow drop. Cyberpunk 2077 was released on the PS5 and the Xbox X and S. Now this is, it's a new release, but it was a huge upgrade as far as the game that was out. So basically, this it's just improvements to the base game, plus a ton of new stuff. They got ray tracing, 4K, 60 frames per second, a lot of like really cool features. It's supposed to run beautifully from what I'm hearing on the next gen consoles. So
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing as well.
they upgraded like, and then in addition to being available now on next gen consoles, the patch had a ton of updates for the gameplay. Perk trees, NPCs are updated, and I guess like, they changed the way that they function, they interact with each other and stuff like that. They rebalanced the economy in the game. So the driving, I guess, is better now. I haven't played the game. Now, did you finish it?
Yeah, I played it all within that like first month that it came out
Yeah.
on a PS4, so I get some sort of
Yes.
cred for that.
You do. You get a reward, like a physical reward mailed to you.
Yeah.
Hand delivered by CD Projekt Red. Do you think you'd go back in it and replay any of the new features, or play it on a next gen console if you had
Yeah,
one?
I wouldn't mind at all. Like, I'd probably go PC right now, but I'm not sure because after this update, I know someone who had the PS4 version. They just upgraded to the PS5 version. That's free to do, by the way. If you have the
Yeah.
digital version on a last gen, you can get it for the next gen for free. Even disc copy, I believe, if you have the disc
Hmm.
version of the PS5.
Exactly. You have to have it in the system
Yeah.
to play the PS5 one.
So my PS5 guy says that it is running amazingly and he's loving everything about it. My other buddy on PC, he's working with like a 1080 maybe, RTX 1080 on a laptop. He didn't have a lot more luck after this update even, so
Mm,
there's still some ground that needs to be taken by CD Projekt Red as far as optimization goes.
gotcha. Yeah. So I mean, so this has they're offering a 5-hour free trial too, available until March 15th. So I'm at least gonna check that out. The game is still really cheap. Like for the previous gen versions, you could get them for like $20. So like, and then it's got that free upgrade. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
If everything I'm hearing is correct, that it's playing like really smoothly, and then on top of that, they said there's like all these secrets and stuff that they added
Oh, nice.
for next gen only, like things that they couldn't physically do for the previous gen. Which I mean, we saw they couldn't physically make a properly running game for
Yeah.
the previous gen, so it's not surprising. So yeah, real cool. It's a 50 gigabyte update for those that have the system and want to update it. So clear some space. All right, next up we have Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection. This came out February 17th for the Nintendo Switch. Now this is Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. All available in one simple, tiny package with a ton of extras, all the DLC, and it's only $40, dude, for those three, big, juicy games. So, are you an Assassin's Creed guy?
Hit or miss. Haven't played all of them. The ones I did play, I played for hours on end.
Yeah, I only played one ever. I think it was Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Ooh, good one to
And
play.
you're like a pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that I was like, and I got into it a little bit, but that was the only one. And everything I've heard, that one's kind of an outlier in the way that it plays. So I don't know if these are for me.
Yeah, well, you might like it. I'm not sure about which three, like which console these three were on originally. Assassin's Creed 2 was like Xbox
That's
360 when it first
I
came
think
out.
so. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, it's a good price to get into the Assassin's Creed system. You get if you want to be a assassin in oldie times, this is for you, baby.
Yeah, now you can do it handheld.
Exactly, on the go assassinations, like they always should be. Next up, Total War Warhammer 3 also came out February 17th for PC. Now this was available day one on Game Pass. It's a turn-based strategy game, like a real-time tactics game. You got to move your armies around and capture things and make settlements, and it's it's one of those games that I have never really I can never really enjoy them. They're stressful and boring, and a lot of people love them. So I'm not besmirching. Right now, this is an 88 on Metacritic for this game. It's it's the conclusion of the trilogy, and it's basically for fans of this series.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of this series?
Warhammer, not in particular. We hear so much about all the different games coming out that I really can't keep them straight.
Yeah, no, this one is one of the ones where I think a bunch of them are these strategy tactics games. We've talked about before that one that we saw, the Battle Marine
Space Marine 3.
Yeah, the Space Marine. Yeah, that's a different style game. That one I'm into because that one's just like action, third-person game. Those ones are dope. These ones, dude, I'm just like, I'm not like a super nerd. I can't get down with this nerd stuff. You know what I mean?
I enjoy a good real-time strategy game from time to time, but yeah, if I don't understand what's going on behind it, I don't know if I could get into it. Warhammer seems like a big thing all of its own.
Yeah, you got to wait for the Warhammer package to come out to Nintendo Switch 1, 2, and 3. I'm sure that'll happen eventually, right?
Probably.
And lastly, the big one, Horizon Forbidden West came out February 18th for PS5 and PS4. This is the sequel to the beloved Horizon Zero Dawn. You got Aloy, she's out there. The giant monsters made of machines, and you gotta capture them and attack them and use their parts to make other cool things. This one, it's getting rave reviews. 89 on Metacritic with 100 reviews. Absurd, dude. Crazy reviews. This one's got a bigger map, enhanced combat, enhanced climbing, better travel. You got new tools, new weapons, and even more giant machine monsters. This one, I'm excited for, even though I never finished the first one. So I got time. I gotta finish the first one. Gotta go back to it. I let a friend borrow it, and then I got it back, and then just forgot about it. So I enjoyed it. It's just it's a big game. I need time.
Like, same here. I played the hell out of it, just never finished it. It is that Assassin's Creed style of game where you climb the thing, look out in the distance, and then you've got all the little points on your map you got to go finish. And as a bit of a completionist who never actually completes anything, that
is me, dude. I have these, my eyes are bigger than my stomach when it comes to these games, and I'm like, I'm going to do it all. And I get bogged down in side quests, and I'm like, I just never go back and finish it. So I have to, my new focus has been to just try to play through the game and go from there. And it's working a little bit better. I'm actually able to get more of the stories done and not feel so, necessary to complete every little thing.
Yeah.
So it's helpful, but I'm excited to check this one out. It looks gorgeous, dude. It looks ridiculous. I saw that someone was playing it. They got the gyro controller, the PS5, and you could kind of use it for your bow aiming. Looks pretty cool. So
yeah, the first one was always very satisfying when you take down an animal or do the hunting part. So I can imagine that this one with the new PS5 hardware, it's probably pretty cool.
Haptic controls and the adaptive triggers. It's going to be really dope. So, yeah, that's it. Those were our new releases from last week. Some big games, some exciting titles coming out. All right, now let's switch gears and talk about our news of the week. The first thing we got to talk about, and it's the first on the list for a very specific reason, because I'm very excited. Elden Ring is getting so close. We're only days away from the release of Elden Ring, and we're getting some news, some information's coming out. And I'm trying to avoid most of it, as far as spoilers, leaks, because there's a lot. So we're not going to do anything. We're not going to talk about any spoilers or leaks or anything like that. But it's out there, so be careful what you click on, where you go check out if you don't want any leak. I've been even I saw a couple of new classes that were announced, and I was like, I wanted to click it so bad, but no, I'm gonna wait. Days away. But one of the announcements, and it's upsetting some people. People are a little freaked out by it, but it was the PC requirements for this game. Now, you being our PC guy of this tandem, I want you to explain to me what's going on here.
All right. So, well, first of all, this is official information now. If you watched the news a few days before this, it had actually leaked. The minimum specs had leaked on Steam, I believe, and people were running with that. And people were kind of hoping that they were accidentally releasing the recommended specs rather than the minimum specs because um, it's hitting people a little hard. They're requiring an i5 8400 or an AMD Ryzen 3 3300X. Now, we're not talking about like very expensive CPUs here. This is like maybe $100 to $200, maybe a little bit over that. I'm not sure where the market is right now. But now your memory, 12 gigs of RAM, that is quite a bit for some people. If you have an entry level PC, there's a good chance you might just be running like 8 to 16. So
Mm-hmm.
12 is going to be a little bit much for some people. Graphics card, nothing crazy. A 1060 or an RX 580. Now, we're probably talking 250 at max for one of those. You could probably find a better graphics card actually if they were available for less than that. But the problem is people haven't been able to upgrade their PCs. They haven't been able to get the new CPUs and GPUs over the past couple of years. So if you are running a machine that's 5 years old, you may be, behind on these specs. You might not be able to play the game, unfortunately, until that market starts to correct.
Yeah. And it's weird too because this is a game that is coming out for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So like for the specs to be that high where you can't kind of, put it down to that level, it's a
Yeah.
little weird.
My guess there would be that the PS4 and the Xbox One versions are not going to look like the next gen or PC versions. This PC
Yeah.
version is probably going to just be like better out of the box, like the next gen console versions.
Yeah. I'm hoping that it's not like as bad of a like a Cyberpunk situation where there's so much disparity between last gen and the next gen versions of it. But I don't care. I'm playing it on a PS5, baby.
There
My
you go.
stuff's all set up. I don't even care what you last gen nerds are up to. I'll be just in there, just rolling, because you always roll in these games.
Oh yeah.
And then it's gonna be great, killing everything. Probably I'll probably get past level 1. Who knows? They're supposed to be very hard,
It should be fun.
but I'm excited. They're saying I read a thing. And this is just a headline because again didn't click on it. But they're saying it could be the easiest and hardest of the FromSoft games, whatever that means. I have no idea. Those are opposites.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
All right. Well,
Yeah, but that's where we'll be at. So, yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to do a special. So we'll probably record this before I get the game next week. So I will have to do a special add-on bonus edition for once this comes out. Just to say my thoughts. All right, let's move on. I don't want to ramble all night about Elden Ring. I mean, I do, but I don't. We got a lot to do. Nintendo. Big news on the Nintendo side. They are closing the 3DS and Wii U shops as of March 2023. Now, this is, now I know what you're saying. These are, the Wii U is 10 years old, 3DS is 11 years old. It's kind of to be expected, but there's a little bit more to that, and let's get into it. So, well, actually, initially, it's not going to be a sudden stop. So, as of May 23rd, 2022, it'll be no longer possible to use a credit card to add funds to an account in the Nintendo eShop on Wii U or the Nintendo 3DS. As of August 29th, 2022, no longer be possible to use the Nintendo eShop card to add funds to an account on Wii U or the 3DS family. However, it will be still possible to redeem download codes up to March 2023. So you have until March to get any of these 3DS games or Wii U games if you still have these systems and there's games that you want to own. And then even after March 2023, and for the foreseeable future, it will still be possible to re-download games and DLC, receive software updates, and enjoy online play for the Wii U and 3DS systems. So if you have the game, you're good. But It's you got to, if there's games out there you want to get, you got to get them now. Just because, and this is the issue, these games aren't available anywhere else. There are hundreds of digital only games for the 3DS and Wii U that are just going to disappear from existence, unless unless you own them and keep your 3DS and Wii U systems working. So there's been a bit of an uproar in the Nintendo community about this decision. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm not sure why this makes sense from Nintendo's perspective. I can understand if they're like, well, this is costing us a lot in data, so we need
Mm-hmm.
to stop people from being able to just download games over and over because our system barely has any memory, so they're deleting and re-downloading and over again. But they're
Yeah,
not doing that. So, I mean, at least for now, you're good. If you own the game, you'll be able to download it. But
yeah,
why stop people from, if they are still running that hardware, why stop them from buying the game?
yeah. To me, it seems like they're pushing people towards the possibility of these being released on some sort of a subscription. The Nintendo whatever subscription service, whatever they're calling that. In the future. Now I don't know. Like it's again, these are old games. These are 10, 11 years old. So if you haven't had them or haven't played them, then who's to fault as far as that goes. But when you think of these as as things that people worked super hard to make, think of it as art, and now it's just going to be like completely gone. Like it's upsetting, but there's time. We've got got a year to get these games, download them onto some hard drive or something, and then you and I will just emulate them
Yeah.
a year from
Yeah.
now.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, this is just a really good call out there to the homebrew community. I
It
don't
really
know.
is.
I've never looked into it for the 3DS or the Wii U, but if they're
Yeah,
not already like going big, they will be pretty soon.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think the Wii U. I remember when that was like a few years after it got. I remember people modding that pretty hardcore to be able to play a lot of those games. From my understanding, and I could be wrong. I'm just trying to remember that it was fairly easy to do to kind of get a, I don't know, some sort of a Raspberry Pi or something in there. I don't know how that stuff works, but yeah, people were using it to play a lot of other stuff. So yeah, I mean that seems like Nintendo's kind of forcing people's hands towards pirating and emulation. Sucks, but if you want to play those games, that's sometimes the way you got to do it. And then initially after or right after that, Nintendo revealed a revamped online store. Now I don't know if this had anything to do with that, if they're but it just kind of happened right after that. But now they're allowing the purchase of digital and physical software right through their online store, as well as physical merchandise and that sort of thing. Even like Switch OLED systems you could buy right through the store there. And then they've got like a bunch of new My Nintendo rewards that you could earn and cash in and stuff. So it was weird that those both happened right around the same time. I don't know if one has any correlation to the other, but that's what's going on in Nintendo.
Yeah. Does it seem like that should have already existed? Because I think it exists for Sony. You can buy a PlayStation 5 directly from them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It is a good point. I don't know what it was like prior to that, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They're never on the front lines of this sort of thing,
Uh,
They're always trying to figure it out in their wacky Nintendo ways. But, you know, they always figure it out. All right, next up, we've got the second half of February's Game Pass games. In my opinion, this has been the weakest month that we've had in a long time for the Game Pass games. Once we got out this month, so Mass Effect Legendary Edition came out previously, but now it's out available on cloud. We're supposed to get Lawn Mowing Simulator, which I was really excited for. That was supposed to come out on the 17th. That has now been removed from Game Pass and will come out sometime in the future. Madden NFL 22 for console and PC. Madden football. I tried. That game got real complicated. So I don't know. I had the EA game access, whatever their subscription service is called. I had a trial of that. So I played it once and I was like, yeah, I'm going to play some football. And it is like, dude, there's a lot going on in that game. It wasn't just football anymore. Total War, Warhammer 3. We talked about that one already. RoboQuest comes out February 22nd. This is a first-person shooter, roguelite type futuristic robot game. Galactic Civilizations 3, February 24th for PC. Some sort of a civilization strategy game. Super Mega Baseball 3 comes out for console on February 24th. And Alice Madness returns for PC on February 28th. So now, for me, being a cloud guy, there was only one cloud game this second half of this month. Now it's a big one, and I'm going to play it, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. But I'm always hoping for more. I don't understand why they're just putting these out on console and not also on cloud. They should be doing it for everything. But it is what it is.
Yeah, what comes in the Legendary Edition?
That's got like all the Mass Effect games.
That's kind of big then.
Dude, it's sweet. Yeah. So because Mass Effect, the first one was exclusive to Xbox. I never got to play that up to a certain point. And then, so now it's like redone and, the controls are all better and that sort of thing. So that I'm definitely going to get into that. So that's a good one. But as far as the, I like a nice, a nice assortment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. And last up, Bioshock. It's going to be a movie for Netflix. This was exciting news. I was a big fan of the Bioshock game. Did you ever play that?
Infinite is the only one I played.
Really? Oh, and that one's so different from the other ones.
Yeah.
Because the first one, Bioshock, is more of a horror game, kind of. It's still an adventure action-y game.
Yeah.
But it's got a lot of those horror elements where there's like little, tiny little kids talking, and it's really dark and mysterious. Still big daddies everywhere. Who doesn't like a big daddy? Am I right?
Right. Yeah, I guess Infinite was more of like a creepy elements where there's like some horror in the background. Probably. I don't know if I even finished it though.
Yeah, I never finished it either. It was it wasn't what I was looking for at the time. It was a little different, but either way, it's going to be an awesome movie. So yeah, and this one, the first one set in the underwater world, Rapture, yeah, I think it's gonna work out really well.
Yeah.
Netflix has been, they've been killing it with their video game titles lately. We talked about it before. We talked about, The Witcher and Arcane.
Everybody loved Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like say what you will about that show if you watched it, but I liked it, and the world that they built in real life to go along with the anime. Like if they can build that world, I think they'll do a really good job with Bioshock.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's something to look forward to. Now, Cowboy Bebop, I never finished that because I was watching it and then I got canceled. And I was like, I don't know. I don't like watching stuff that got canceled because what if there's a cliffhanger and then it just ends? And I'm like, I feel like I wasted my time. But I just saw recently that it got it's up to, I don't know, 100,000 signatures on a petition to keep it going. Well, I don't know if that's going to do anything, but it happened. All right, that was it for our news for this week. A little bit of a slow news week, but sometimes we need it. Sometimes we got to just rest, relax, recharge, get ready for the next week. So let's talk about a brand new content creator of the week. Let's talk about TreeCan. I love saying TreeCan. It's a tree. It's a can. It's TreeCan. This guy, he's from the Netherlands. He's got a YouTube and Twitch in addition to his Fruit Lab channel. And he does mostly Apex Legends stuff. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy his commentary. I love his accent. It's like maybe my favorite part of the entire TreeCan thing. Just listen to him talk. He seems real genuine. But one of the videos that drew me to him, he did a video where he was editing, teaching people. It was a tutorial how to edit your videos like a pro. So loved that. I would love to see more of that. He does he did like a couple tutorials on Apex, like how to be like a dope ass Apex player. So yeah, he's out there, he's doing it.
Yeah,
and you can listen to his beautiful accent.
Yeah, you can tell that he is putting the time and the effort behind his videos, which is always appreciated. If you're into hard drugs, you can check out his bio video.
Oh my god, that thing, it melted my brain. And you're a sucker for a good thumbnail, and I know you said you appreciated his thumbnails. So yeah, definitely go check out TreeCan. We will link his page in the show notes. So click it, click follow, and click thumbs up on all of his things, and leave a comment and tell him you love trees, you love cans, and you love the Netherlands. Because who doesn't? Am I right?
Oh yeah.
All right, that's it for this week's Gaming News Weekly. Follow us as Gaming News Weekly on Fruit Lab. Follow us individually. I'm Erect the Red, and this is Full Clip. Follow our Fruit Lab pages. You could also find him playing games on Twitch as FullClip_FL, and I'm posting videos on YouTube in addition to everything at Fruit Lab here. On Pop Culture Playground on YouTube, you can find a bunch of cool stuff, movie stuff. I have a podcast about TV shows. Great stuff. I definitely recommend checking it out. And then also, if you want us on the go, download our podcast anywhere podcasts are found. We are Gaming News Weekly, obviously. And that's all I got. You got anything to add?
Stay hydrated, get some sleep, be kind to yourself.
Preach. All right, that's it. We will see you guys next week for more sweet video game news and more Gaming News Weekly.
Later.